Morning folks, how are we doing? Hope you are well. Hope you're having a good week so far. We're into Tuesday and it is fresh this morning. So let's get straight to it. Thank you so much for all those guys that have been rating on podcasts. I had 15 last week, which is amazing. So if you haven't dropped a review on the podcast, please do. If you are listening and you enjoy it, basically you scroll down your feed on the app, and at the bottom there's like a little section that allows you to review. Morning Gavin. So today we're going to get talking a little bit about fear, overcoming being out your comfort zone, and we'll talk a little bit about a trial for the Brotherhood, and we'll also talk about a possible tour next year to a couple of venues or locations around the UK. So fear. So for me, everybody feels fear. And I don't mean to talk about the type of fear where you're standing in a graveyard or an old barracks. That's probably haunted as fuck. But I'm talking about the fear that the fear of trying to improve yourself and doing things that pushes you out of your comfort zone. Now, it's very difficult that when you do decide to go on a fitness journey, because you're very fearful of the new routines, of whether you can cope mentally, of whether you can cope physically. And I believe these are all fears. You know, you tend to get that knot in your tummy before you do the workout. There's a little bit of anxiety in there, there's a little bit of fear there. I remember the type of fear I had before I had a fitness session in the Marines, before they were going to fucking spank us. I used to feel sick. I always feel that fear before a football match. Digby! Get here now! Fucking arsehole of a dog. Get here now! Fucker. Sorry, guys. Get here right now, Digby! If it's not my kids sabotaging, get here and sit down now. If it's not the kids sabotaging it, it's these two fuckwit dogs. Sit down now. Sit. I remember a lot of times going off to play football on a Saturday. Come here now, Digby. Get here now. Sitting down and driving towards the football match. Sit down there now. Now. And feeling that fear in my tummy, that churning. Okay, or going to do an OCR. I remember the morning of doing my 100 miler. Sit down. Doing the morning of my 100 miler. And actually probably physically being sick at the thought of starting the 100 miler through fear, because it was so out of my comfort zone. Lie down. So far right out of my comfort zone. Oh, sorry, darling. That I just didn't know what to do or how to handle that, because who runs 100 miles? I didn't know what to expect. I was afraid that I wasn't going to complete it. I was afraid that it wasn't going to happen. I was afraid that I would let everybody down. And I think every single one of us has that type of fear. And I remember the big build-up leading to it, and I was really worried about it. And as soon as I started running, all of that fear just like disappeared. It literally just disappeared. And then I obviously completed the run, got round, finished it. And at the end of it, I was a little bit, God, why on earth was I worried about it? Why was I worried about not failing or completing? Because it didn't matter. And I thought to myself, God, I was wasted all that time worrying when I didn't need to. And I think so many people shy away maybe from their possible achievements, their potential, the levels that they can reach, because they are very fearful about the journey. They're fearful about what to expect. They're worried about what's going to happen along the way. We're always worried about the situations we're going to put ourselves in. And a lot of this is just built up in our head. A lot of it builds up in our head. Like going to the gym. You're very fearful because you don't really know what you're doing. And there's lots of people who think they know what they're doing, or perhaps they do know what they're doing. So you almost talk yourself out of going to the gym. You almost talk yourself out of going to boot camp because you're worried about, fearful about what people are going to think of you. and fearful of being last, fearful of being all red and blotchy from being out of breath. So you talk yourself out of it. You feel fearful about going into something like a lot of the guys that join the Brotherhood. They're very fearful about coming in because they feel that they are going to be miles behind, and actually suddenly they realise they're on the same level mentally. And it's a very difficult thing to overcome, you know. But it's something that you need to show some courage. You just need to show some determination, some grit, some drive, all of those good things that allow you to reach out of your comfort zone. So anything that's out of your comfort zone is anything that you just don't feel comfortable with. So what is bizarre to me is that I'm a keynote speaker at a seminar on Thursday. And what is baffling me is the fact that I'm not worried about the talk whatsoever. I'm not fearful. I do these live feeds every single morning, and all I'm going to be doing is doing what I do here for half an hour, 40 minutes or so in front of people. That doesn't bother me. What I'm fearful of is actually leaving the hometown for 2 days and being away from home for 2 days. Mainly because I know that my boy's struggling with a little bit of anxiety, so I don't like to be too far away. And it's mental because I used to be away all of the time. I only used to come back on weekends when I used to be in the military. And it baffles me how fear can sometimes affect you in that way. You know, you guys might have some like crazy fears that you just find quite bizarre. But I think overcoming your fears is where you're going to achieve. A lot of achievement is reached when overcoming fear, when being out your comfort zone. And being out your comfort zone is a good thing because it develops you. You learn a little bit more about yourself. You learn a little bit more about your emotions. You learn a little bit more about how to cope and deal with real life situations, with putting yourself on the line, with reaching your limitations and your abilities. And I think that's what's really, really important. Because if we're going to grow as a person, we have to learn to be able to sort of break free of this cocoon of fear that's holding you back, is like pinning you down. And then you've got to think to yourself, what's the fucking worst that's going to happen? That's what, every time I come to face some fear, I go, well, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm doing 100 mile again next year. And I want to get under 24 hours. What's the worst that happens? I don't finish it, and, you know, for whatever reason, or I don't get it in 24 hours. It's the fucking what? The world's still going to turn. My life is still going to continue. You know? I think when it comes to you and your goals, if you start your fitness journey, so what if you don't get it for the first 4 or 6 weeks? So what if it takes you 8 weeks just to get into a routine? Because it usually does. You don't have to have achievement overnight. The 6-week, the 12-week programs, all of those things. It usually takes that long for somebody to start following a program, to get into good habits and routines and structures. Don't put a deadline on your goals. Don't put it on your fitness journey, and your fitness goals, because it's going to take time. You're going to learn new stuff. You're going to be overcoming fear. You're going to be getting used to new structures. So you might well find that it'll take you nearly 6 weeks just to get into habit and routine, because it's been so long since you've been in a routine or committed to a fitness journey, or putting it in nutrition, or changing your state of mind, or changing the way that you see the world through your eyes. It doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me 4 weeks to get used to being in a brand new routine where I'm back to almost being a full-time dad, where I take the kids on while their mum works away in the city, our local city. So 4 weeks, and this is the first week in those 4 weeks that I haven't been stressed, and first time I've been in control and not overwhelmed and not frustrated. And I didn't expect that. I didn't expect that, and to be feeling like that. So it takes time to adjust to a new routine, to new habits, to new structure. So don't be fearful of that. Embrace it, because it will make you the person you're going to be in 5, 10, whatever years it is. Okay, so it's out there. I've just thrown it out there, give you some food for thought to think about. Think about those things that you're pretty worried about now, and ask yourself, well, what is the worst thing that could possibly happen about something that you want to do but you're just fearful? Okay. So the other thing I want to very quickly talk about is the 7-day trial in the Brotherhood. If you want to join us, just come along for 7 days, then just drop me your email and we will set you up. There's going to be a link for this week, so there'll be a whole program for you to sort of follow. But 7 days, get in there, meet the guys. It is literally on fire now, and you know, I'm not just saying that, you'll see it when you come on. All of the guys that are on it, all of the guys that are being honest and upfront about the struggles that they're facing, the accountability systems in place, the workouts that are in place. Everything's in place for you to come in and be an unbelievable human being, even more so than you are, but giving you some guidance, helping you build habits, helping you get into routine, helping you build structure. And I like genuinely think it's going to be, if not now, one of the best platforms for dads in the world, for sure. The other thing I'm going to talk about is the 2019 It's a State of Mind seminar. So that's something that we want to be doing next year. I could probably only get to 4 cities, to be honest, with parenting responsibilities and stuff. So I would probably be most definitely going to Scotland, most definitely going to London, and then probably a couple of other places, just whatever the demand is. All right, so I try and spread it out across the country as much as possible. I realise I can't get to every fucking city in the UK. I'm going to get to at least try and get to 4, so hopefully those people can, some people can come out and see us. We'll have a good day, we'll look at your development, we'll look at your goal setting, we'll look at where you are now and why you are where you are now. We'll put into plans for you to snap out of that rut, okay, and start feeling a little bit more proactive about life, a little bit happier about life, a little bit more focused about life. And then we're going to piss, okay, and we can go out and have a drink, and it'd be good to kind of get to know some of you guys a little bit better and have that face on value of helping you, rather than just talking to a phone in an old barrack sort of gardens. Right, that's it for me, guys. Thanks for listening. I hope you have a good day, and I'll catch you tomorrow.